ya. Yeah, what?
I get lost in the song. Hey everybody, welcome to the 34th edition of a long time, first time movie reviews, where me and Brandon review movies, maybe others, because you can join us, but non-new releases. So if you want to talk about stuff from 2024 and on, start your own show and invite me, because I want to do it. But until then, this is our show. I'm JPO. It's Brandon, the Chicken Man. How are you?
I'm doing good. I waited for the document to put goldfish in my mouth, but I'm doing really good. I'm excited to be here. That was a dangerous bit. Almost died. No, I'm excited to be here.
Oh no, I don't think I would have caught on. I think I would have just sat here and been like, "Come on, Brandon, seriously, let's be mature now." Brandon,
tune in next week to see if he's alive.
Brandon, now tune in next week where it's just me and Tato from now on.
I'm good. I'm I'm happy to be. I reached into the bag to grab more goldfish. Okay, goldfish, go away. Okay.
Yeah, it's a snack that smiles back until you bite their heads off. What a great catchphrase!
I just love it because the serving. You know what the serving size on these things is? What? 55 pieces. You can have a billion of these things, and it's like 100 calories. It's the best.
55. It's less than a million.
Tato, how are you doing today?
Hey, Tato's here.
Hello, friends. It's good to see you guys. I'm doing well.
Hey, Brandon, what'd you watch this week? Oh, and by the way, before we do that, shut up, Brandon. Before we do that, if you want to join us, it is right there. You can not copy and paste it, but you can type that in. Or in fact, here, I'll make it even easier for you. You can copy and paste it from the comment section starting now. There it is right there. Copy and paste it. Join us.
How did Tato get in?
New release movie. He's magical.
It goes where it goes.
Goes where he goes. All right, Brandon, now start. What have you seen this week?
So a little purr back behind the curtain. Last week I watched nothing. I lied to everybody except for half of this movie, and then I finished this movie. I watched Don't Be a Menace to South Central While Drinking Your Juice in the Hood. Now, this is a movie that it's hard to say if it qualifies as a long time or a first time for me. I feel like I've seen parts of this for sure, like in college. I remember, like,
no, that's a different movie.
Yeah, technically.
I don't know.
Yeah, so this is something I think I've seen parts of it before. I've definitely seen clips of it before, but don't know if I've seen the whole thing. And actually, I'm kind of glad I watched it now, especially after the show. I've watched like Boys in the Hood, and I've watched Friday, and I've watched like a few of the movies that it's kind of ripping on. So the movie kind of hits a little differently when you know what it is parodying. And I like this movie. It's really, really funny. It's how you do parodies right. Like, it still has stuff to say. Like, you know, there's the whole right here where he goes, message. Like there's still kind of a message being sold. They're telling it in a jokey way, but they kind of still believe it. So it's making fun of important things, but it's also, you know, showing the absurdities of some of these gangster movies and how ridiculous they are. So it's not just one of those, not like the parody movie became like, let's just rip on things just because that's what they do. But this parody originally is like, it's making fun of the tropes, and this does it in such a good way. There's an actual kind of ish story there. Some of the editing's a little weird, where it just really is just segment after segment after segment, and it just literally fades to black and goes to something else. But there's definitely a lot of laugh out loud moments in this. It's not just joke after joke after joke, but there is still a lot of humor in here. Or obviously a lot of humor in here, but it's, you know, it's not like some of the later ones where it's just weird to be weird. You know, it has something to say. So yeah, I really liked it. I gave this a 3.5 stars. I never. I don't know. I was going to say right there. My mind went blank. But no, very funny movie. If you're looking for a good parody movie and you haven't seen this, definitely check it out.
Yeah, this is one I know I saw, even when I was young, and I actually did the same thing you did. I watched half of it like a couple weeks ago, like as I was falling asleep for fun. Now it's a funny movie here. Like I said, the jokes are pretty consistent here. Obviously a precursor to them teaming up again for Scary Movie, even the return of Message for Scary Movie, and whatnot. And yeah, also can't wait for the new Scary Movie, and I can't wait for Marlon Wayans and him. And a very serious role soon too. I'm a fan of Marlon Wayans. Always have.
Over Brian Nussbaum put Scary Movie 6 over something.
Godfather. Tato, thoughts on Don't Be a Menace?
I haven't caught this one yet. Waiting until I see all of the films in the title, and I have to see Menace to Society and South Central.
Yeah, I guess that would actually help. Funny enough, this was the first one I definitely saw those three. Like I definitely saw the spoof Wayans Brothers movie before I saw the serious ones growing up. So I did it backwards, but I can see that actually tracking.
Let's see. So it's Menace Society.
Yeah. Menace, South Central, Juice, Boys in the Hood.
Is drinking anything?
It's South Central. South Central movie?
Yeah, I think so. Is it not?
I mean, not off the top of my head.
Juice, I know Boys in the Hood. I know Menace to Society.
Yeah, 92. It's got Glenn Palmer and Byron Mins, those well-known actors.
Oh, so I've seen 1 through 4. 1 out of 4.
I've never heard anyone ever talk about this movie, though.
I've seen In the Hood. That's it.
It's got decent reviews on Tracked. I've never heard of South Central. All right. Cool.
The next week is 3 white guys review South Central.
I do like Glenn Plummer. He's underrated.
See, I knew you would know who it is because you're.
Well, no, I'm not trying to think like what I even saw him in recently. When it was from like the '90s. I was like, oh shit, he's actually really, really good. Is he also in Juice?
Juice is in that.
He's in Menace. He's in Menace to Society. He is in Menace to Society as well. So maybe that's what I was thinking of too.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry. Thank you.
I did similar to kind of what Chris Diaz did in preparation for the new Final Destination Bloodlines. Went back and rewatched the old ones. I skipped the first one because I've seen it a lot and kind of know it pretty well. So I jumped to Final Destination 2 for the first time in a very long time. Very worthy sequel follow-up here. Again, another... I had the volume on. A great beginning sequence in Final Destination 2. Of course, I think many of us have agreed that if you're driving and there's a truck with a lot of logs on it, you're going to swerve into the other lane that is stuck with the still to this very day. I don't know if I loved the main characters. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a big Devon Sawa Ali Larder guy, so I feel like I was a little more enveloped in kind of their group than I was with this group necessarily. Although I don't mind them much at all either here. Again, you can just tell there's a little bit more like money being thrown at the movie here this time, with the beginning sequence and some of the stuff that happens as well. We start to develop maybe a little bit more of the lore as to what can help them. It even comes up kind of in the new movie, some of the stuff they bring up in this movie here. So, worthy sequel, worth checking out if you haven't seen it for whatever reason here. But it's not like egregiously big, but it's enough to definitely recommend. I gave it 3 stars, which kind of where I sit for most of the Final Destinations here. So 3 stars worth checking out if for whatever reason you haven't seen it in this franchise. Tato, have you seen all the Final Destinations? I don't remember. Or any?
Yeah, I've seen the majority of them. I have not seen 5 or Bloodlines yet. We did go over it a little bit last week with Chris.
Don't judge me. I'm not gonna remember that.
I believe in you. But yeah, Final Destination 2, about a half a step behind the first one here for the performances and stuff. Ali Larder is still great, but I am missing Devon Sawa as well. Let's see, I can't off the top, I think it's I'd say probably 3.5 for the first one and then 3 for Final Destination 2.
Yeah, no, I miss Devon Sawa. I remember growing up, I was always been a movie nerd, and there was rumors that he would be in the second one, and whatever reason he wasn't. Larder was.
Remember when the magnets on the fridge spelled I, and then that's how that guy died? That was so cool.
Hey. Although I don't know, I've been in similar situations where I'm like, just you should have moved quicker. It's really kind of his fault.
Yeah.
I did have a moment the other day where like the desk I'm sitting my laptop on right now, I like put it on my bed with the legs sticking up, and I like sat down and I kind of close enough, and I'm like,
no.
hallucination.
That's why I don't think I can see Bloodlines. I feel like it's become too real now, and like I'm too aware. I used to love.
I will say, I posted this today because I saw Bloodlines today. As I'm in the theater, I got there before they were showing anything. So just sitting in a dark theater, just looking around, going, "Hope that fan's secure." They drop that kernel. No one slips on that kernel. You know, their eyes go through their armrest. It's sitting up. You know, I'm just thinking of different ways. Like, God damn it, this franchise kind of does work. Brandon, thoughts on Final Destination?
Yeah,
Two?
love the first one. Like the second one. Other ones are fine. Like the weird twisty one. Or the end of that one. And then I don't know if I'll see Bloodlines. But yeah, you made a good
roller
point.
coaster one because it's weird and twisty.
Which one?
A roller coaster, twisty.
It's so twisty.
Exactly. I do think like the first one, looking at it like with Sean Liam Scott, Ali Larder, Devin Sawa, they had like kind of a big cast, and then all the other ones it nobodies.
Kind of became big. Well, I mean, Sawa and Larder. Sawa's definitely kind of a dude already to a degree. Sean William Scott, he's right. It's that same year as Spy, so he had a great like first year. And I don't.
The three biggest people in the whole franchise, right?
They don't do a lot of stunt casting. Like I literally, except for Tony Todd, the biggest star of 2 through 5 might be David Koechner. Like literally, like tell me, like or Larder in the second too, I guess. But like they never stunt cast. It's usually a lot of like new names. Or
nobody,
like B. Vance.
Better than fucking third build Clint Howard.
So yeah, and David Koechner is in I think the 5th one. So and I just remember like, oh cool, someone I know. Yeah, for the most part, it's a lot of casting of like smaller people you don't know. Even in retrospect, a lot of them haven't blown. Yeah, there's just something about the first one where I just think the initial idea is just so cool that once you've seen it. It doesn't get old, but that first instinct, I don't know, it still gets me.
Oh, Mary Elizabeth Winstead's in 3.
True, she has blown up. Yeah, she's blown up. That's an early Winstead, but true. That's very true. She's blown up since. All right. But at the timing of the movie here, now my new question.
Sure.
Shut up, Chris.
I'm going
all right. And I did see 3 through 5, but I'm not going to just do Final Destination reviews, so I'm going to do other stuff later. Tato, what you got?
I saw 2 movies, one being Kraven the Hunter, which is extremely illegal to talk about, so that is all I will say there. The other film that I saw, definitely one I wanted to get to when it came out, just never got around to it. We'll do starring-ish. Tig Notaro is in this movie. Tom Segura.
No, stop. Literally, I swear to God I would have had this already. Modern
I
Family.
know.
Not Modern Family. Hold on, what is it called? Instant Family. Shit. Because Tig's not in that much.
Exactly.
Tom did secure it though. Oh, because it's also them and is it Nikki Glazer or Eliza?
I don't remember who's.
I just know that's an ASAP question. Like, what movie features these 3 comedians? And I always my apologies to Nikki and Eliza. I get you confused.
It is Eliza, right? Yeah.
Eliza.
Okay. She is really funny. There. She's the spoiler alert, the Blind Side mom. Or she is attempting to be the Blind Side mom, which is a hilarious bit. So on the topic of the movie, a lot of great laughs here, just like real good, like comedies we don't get anymore kind of laughs. As well as a ton of heart. Marky Mark, Rose Byrne, who I just never remember, but now I will because I've got Rose Byrne pinned down. She is Selma Hayek software running on Natalie Portman hardware. That's what Rose Byrne is. So she is very much in the, like, obviously she's got the Natalie Portman thing going on here. And she and Wahlberg have really solid chemistry in this. The kids are really fantastic. Juan, the boy, doesn't get a ton to do, honestly, in the flick, but the young girl is amazing, and the teenage girl, who is obviously the focus, is really good. Octavia Spencer is fantastic. Tig Notaro, really good. Kind of Jane Lynch, though. Like, which is nice to show her acting. Like it's not like her doing her straight up stand up in the sense that Kinnison showing up in what have you is just kind of him doing that thing.
I don't remember. Kinnison was in the movie. I must not remember one.
Something like that.
Definitely not an all-timer.
But yeah, so there's beats that are pretty basic for like that kind of family for a family story and stuff. Like just the beats that have to occur, kind of. But yeah, ton of heart here. There's a bit at the end, spoiler alert, or right here where she runs away. And then Joan Cusack shows up out of nowhere as the neighbor.
A wild Joan Cusack.
Yeah, and it's like at first I was like, man, this is weird. But it's a really heavy moment, and I actually thinking about it, it's a really interesting way to bring levity into a scene using just an actor and banking on Joan Cusack being Joan Cusack enough to like give you a bit of levity without, breaking the moment too much. This scene is fucking golden, of course. Just breaking this kid down, and it's not the pervert who has been sending dick pics to the kid. Absolutely, like I said, fun movie, ton of heart. Tommy is really fun whenever he's on screen. I'm a big Tom guy, so that was a delight. Like I said, Tig Notaro kind of plays Segura. Tig Notaro does just kind of play a Jane Lynch character. I feel like they maybe wrote it for Jane Lynch and it just ended up being Tig, perhaps, but still really funny. Octavia Spencer, one of the best like MCU level gags. There is at the end of the movie, Joan Cusack shows up, the social workers are there, Tig Notaro, Octavia Spencer, and Joan Cusack offers them a slice of pie. And Octavia Spencer's like, yes, pie. And I'm like, holy shit, that is some MCU level referencing a different work comedy. So I really enjoyed that dig. 4 stars. Lots of laughs, lots of heart.
Brian, have you seen Instant Family, and what are your thoughts?
Of course,
I have seen it. I do enjoy
Brian.
the comedy, the heart. I gave it these 3 stars.
Ooh, low. This is the guy who loves it. What's your name? Brennan. Have you seen Instant Family?
I'm not. I remember watching the trailer when this came out and really wanted to watch it, but I've never seen it. But Michael T. Williamson from Forrest Gump is in The Final Destination. Bubba.
Oh, is that who that is? That is okay. Yeah, I just watched it too. And I didn't piece that together.
Big.
Yeah, that's right.
And that ends
on,
my
baby,
Final
yeah.
Destination cast deep dive. So
I'm allowed to have my data mistakes. No, I'm actually with Tato on this one. I think I'll go all the way to 4 for this one here. This is a great concept of, maybe there's a little bit of cliches, but when you've got just a good casting, good tight writing, funny as well, like, it works its heart out on sleep in the right amount of way. And yeah, I think this exactly works for what it's trying to be in, modern day, modernish family. That's why I said modern family at first, because it is, this new blended family. And I love stuff like this, and it handles it pretty darn well. Brian, what'd you see this week?
I'll add, just one last bit.
Yeah, go
this
for it.
is my favorite Mark Wahlberg, like just in general, man-child
Yeah,
Mark Wahlberg.
he
This
did a lot,
Ted,
yeah.
Pain and Gain.
And he's fine in the action stuff, but I would love to see a lot more of this.
Well, I know he said he doesn't want to do R-rated movies much anymore because for whatever reason. So maybe we will. But then again, that also means maybe we'll see more of dog movies and priest movies. So I don't know if that's better. Brian, speaking of.
Yeah, the movie I just finished watching. I finished watching today, the Peanut Butter Falcon from 2019.
Hell yeah!
Yeah,
Unless you don't like it, then I hate you.
Yeah, this movie, I did enjoy the story. This kid who had Down syndrome just wanted to become a wrestler, follows his idol, played by Thomas Hayden Church. His chemistry with Charlie Buff is great. Even Dakota Johnson is great. The retirement home lady. I love the cameos by Mick Foley and Jason Roberts at the end. This is a movie that I finished watching and might watch it again afterwards. I gave it 5 stars.
Big old 5 for Peanut Butter Falcon, Brennan.
I'm not, but I've been meaning to watch this for the show because of the wrestling factor, but I have not seen it yet.
Well, guess what, Brandon? See it, because here is a rare JPO 5 stars, baby. I've gone back to this a couple times, and I think I've even grown on more on it too. I think I've started at like 4 or 4.5, and I've moved to 5 here. This even more. I don't want to say more than Instant Family, but like this again just has such a tremendous amount of heart. And man, and then the relationship between him and Shia LaBeouf is so fantastic here. Everyone's so great. The relationship with Bruce Dern at the beginning of the movie with the kid, Dakota Johnson looking after him. You know what's the right thing to do. The ending turns slightly fantastical for a quick minute, but somehow it works in a weird way. Like the weird fantastical moment they have towards the end, because your heart's such a flutter when it's happening. You mentioned the rest of their cameos as well, which are two perfect guys for me. I did stand up with McFoley. I've worked with Jake Roberts during when his first return and come back. So like that's awesome. I did Tomlinson Church is so fantastic as well. Yeah, this movie is well worth seeing. And then after you've seen it, give it a few months, watch it again. I agree. Tato, any thoughts on Peanut Butter Falcon?
No one plays a dead brother in flashbacks like John Bernthal.
Yes, he's got a great niche card.
He's done that so many times.
He's very, very good at it. This movie's pretty effing perfect. Shia is at his best here by like a pretty significant margin, I think. Like, and there are other like times when Shia is at his best, and you know, like, God, that guy can actually act. Dakota Johnson is definitely better than other movies I've seen her in recently. This movie is close to my heart. I think it might be the last movie I watched with Henry Sanchez. Yep. Gosh, yeah. Sign me up for anything Zach Gottsagen's in for the rest of forever, because holy fuck, that guy is charming as fuck. Genuinely, down for whatever. I think I have it at 4.5 because I haven't gone back to it, but this very much could easily be a 5.
Right on. Brandon, what else you got this week?
All right, for the so it's actually interesting that you guys picked these movies that you guys have talked about. You've talked about Final Destination, we've talked about Instant Family, we've talked about Drinking or Don't Be a Menace. All these movies are perfectly blended together in this 1963 Akira Kurosawa Japanese movie that I watched. That has nothing to do with any of the things. I needed to cleanse the palate. I've been meaning to watch more Kurosawa, so I finally decided before Highest to Lowest comes out, the new Spike Lee remake, I finally watched High and Low, a big movie in the community. People have been talking about it for a long time.
I haven't even heard of this.
They're remaking it. You ever heard of this?
No.
Oh, they're remaking. So the new Highest to Lowest Spike Lee movie with Denzel Washington coming out is a remake of this. So I decided before that came out to watch this. And this movie, I mean, if you look at it just from the people in our community, it fucking like it's pretty high standards, and this movie fucking slaps. This is the Spike Lee version.
Okay.
Which I'm hearing is actually getting pretty good reviews. I don't know if it's gonna hit the highs that this one does or the lows.
I'll be back.
But yeah, this movie fucking rips. It is great to look at, even from 1963. I was reading afterwards about this movie, and they said like they use a lot more whites rather than blacks in for the contrast. So the movie really kind of pops out. And usually when you get these, detective crime police procedurals, old school one, the pulp movies, you get them in very noir, you get them really, really dark. This one's really, really light, and amazing story. If you've seen any of Kurosawa's movies, Toshiro Mifune, who's in every one of his movies. But you get to see him not as like a samurai here. You get to see him as like a guy who is working at a shoe company and becoming a top executive. And he's making some moves to become he's trying to buy up stock to take over the company. And he makes a bunch of moves and ties all his money. And then his son gets kidnapped. But it's actually not his son. It's actually his driver's son. So he's like, oh shit, should I just not pay then? Because not my son, who do I care? I have this business deal. And you get that him dealing with that issue. Like, should he do it? Should he not do it? And then the movie completely changes in the second half and becomes a really gripping police procedural. So you get so many movies in one here. You get like, it deals with class struggle. It deals with ethics. It deals with there's internal struggle with the business world. Then you get the procedural detective story, and it just has everything you can ask for. It looks great. The framing is still amazing. You don't get over the top. Sometimes some of the Japanese movies you can get over the top acting. Everyone's super grounded here, super realistic, and you can't help but just see all of the movies that we love now come out of this movie. Like if you like, what is it? Why am I blanking on the movie with Robert Downey Jr., David Fincher?
Zodiac.
If you like Zodiac, that wouldn't exist without this movie. If you like even the scene, like if you like the scene at the end where Batman's talking to the Joker or the Riddler through the window in the Batman, that's directly pulled from this movie. It's the first shot that we saw, directly pulled from this movie. Bong Joon-ho mentioned that Parasite came from this movie with the class struggle and his influences. So if you're looking for an amazing noir, an amazing detective story, and you want to watch a classic movie, this is the one to go to. This thing is absolutely phenomenal. 5 stars, easily. Unbelievable. Probably my favorite Kurosawa. I've only seen 4 of them. Seven Samurai is epic, but this one's a little bit tighter, a little bit better, a little bit more enjoyable, I think. So yeah, unbelievable movie.
And you know what? I do love Zodiac, so I promise I will watch this movie, the remake with Denzel. I'll definitely watch the Denzel version. Tato is not here. Brian, have you seen High and Low?
I have not.
I know you haven't. We haven't seen this movie. Tato, are you there? Part of the fun of my review is rubbing something in your face. Tato. All right, hold on. I'm going to pivot then.
Let's go Brian first.
Yeah.
No, I have more movies. Don't tell me what to do. I know what to do. No.
That's professional, guys. He's pivoting. Professional.
Hold on. Let me just pull up the trailer. All right. I'm pivoting to a movie called Standoff. A nice kind of pretty much a 3-person act here. Little girl sees Lawrence Fishburne commit murder, and he follows her to kind of a rundown place. It's Thomas Jane's about to move out, so there's not only electricity and whatnot, and it's about him looking after this little girl and doing what's the right thing, even though Lawrence Fishburne keeps trying to kind of play that devil on his shoulder and tries to get him to just let the girl go. This ain't your fight, boy. I don't know if he's like that, but more or less like that. It's just a nice little cat and mouse game between this guy Thomas Jane, who throughout the movie you learn a little bit more about his character. You even learn about even Lawrence Fishburne kind of reveals some of his background as well in the movie here. Small movie, like I said, majority of it takes place inside this one house. How are they going to get out alive if they can? Will he maybe turn in the girl? Who knows? I thought it worked out just fine enough. And like some weeks here, it's a 3-star kind of week. Just like Final Destination 2, I'm giving this 3 stars. Just enough to give it a nice recommendation here. I thought everyone played their roles good. I can see them. I would actually love to see a fun version where they flip roles. Because I think I like seeing kind of an evil Lawrence Fishburne and a nice, Thomas Jane, even though he is haunted by other things himself here. Brian, ever seen Standoff?
No, I haven't, but I do like Lawrence Fishburne, though.
What did Thomas Jane ever do to you? Jeez, we'll single out your hate from Thomas Jane. Brandon, have you seen it?
No, but I've seen the original, the Guillermo del Toro original, Mexican Standoff.
What? You're a liar. Brian, what'd you see this week?
Yeah, I finished this one yesterday. I watched Confessions of a Dangerous Mind from 2002. Yeah, this movie.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, this is a great movie. Sam Rockwell is great. He's a TV producer by day, spy by night, and I did enjoy how he was able to create the Luna game, the Gong Show, the Day Game. His chemistry with Drew Barrymore is great. Even his relationship with George Clooney is fantastic. I did enjoy a lot. I gave it a 4-star for me.
Brennan, thoughts on Confessions of
this is 4.5 for me. I fucking love this movie. I've been screaming the praises of Sam Rockwell ever since I saw this, 15, 20 years ago, whenever. And this movie is awesome. It's awesome because it's true, kind of the guy claims this actually happened, which is just batshit insane, and that's what just makes it even more awesome. But yeah, if you like Sam Rockwell, if you're just catching up on Sam Rockwell from White Lotus, check this out.
Hell yeah, actually, yeah, I agree with you. I think Brian's actually underrating just a tiny bit here. I think this is a 4.5 star movie, close to 5 here. So good direction by George Clooney himself here. And guess what? Another reason, and it's just by coincidence, I love this movie. Not to be surprised, it's written by Charlie Kaufman. It's a Charlie Kaufman script, the guy who wrote a little film called Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. He has some of the best scripts out there. This is another great one here. This is such a fun, unique movie here. You don't necessarily see where it's going. It's got a great side cast. Sam Rockwell is fantastic as this lead. I think perfectly casted here because you need a certain kind of suave but also craziness that you need for this kind of character here. You see another big cameo there. Yeah, this movie, it's fantastic. I need to do a rewatch. Watching the show that gets me excited. And I like seeing Drew Barrymore. She doesn't do enough like meteor roles. You know, I feel like she kind of found a niche and kind of went after it. It's a fun, slightly meteor role for her as well. We're reaching towards the end here. Brandon, are you done?
I'm done. I rewatched Pinocchio: A True Story with Pauly Shore.
You did not. You did not.
Would you like unfriend me if I was like, I wanted to see if I was wrong?
I just wouldn't understand because like, you know, that's why I always get confused with like, I don't know. I do the same thing. I can't talk. I just get confused. People are like, I rewatched a really shitty movie when I haven't seen, you know, some of the greatest movies of all time, you know. But I've done the same. So who am I to talk? All right. So I will finally get to the movie I was mentioning before. I wanted Tato to hear this because I'm a better Kevin Smith fan than Tato. I watched a movie called Wrong Reasons, and I know Tato hasn't seen it because nobody on Letterboxd has seen this but me, at least friend-wise, anyone in our kind of little collective group here. This is a film directed by Josh Rouse, who was a friend and kind of an assistant of Kevin Smith at times. He's made some documentaries for him. His first directorial debut as far as the script-wise. And yeah, it's a pretty... I saw a lot of people kind of call this like punk rock indie filmmaking here because it is about a punk rock superstar who gets kidnapped. And for a long time, you're not quite sure where this kidnapper is going here. Does he love her? Does he hate her? Does he envy her? You know, you never quite know here. And she is too recovering addict too while she's being kidnapped here. There's some really dark stuff with her and her ex-boyfriend. You find out later on as well. Ralph Garman, you might know from Hollywood Babylon, is the main detective on the case, trying to find her where her whereabouts is. David Koechner, previously mentioned, is in this, and Kevin Smith's in this as well. One of the main reasons I watched it, so he's actually on some of the DVD covers. It actually says Kevin Smith presents Wrong Reasons here, although he just appears in it, doesn't write or direct it. I said it before. I'm gonna have to say it again. It's a 3-star kind of week for me here. It's my third 3-star movie. There's things I really champion about this movie here. I love the indie small punk rock style of it. I was always intrigued because again, you just kind of wondering what the outcome is, and but I'm very mixed by the ending. There's some stuff towards the end, including the Ralph Garman aspect, that I didn't totally love, and I thought kind of pivoted away from. I don't want to say where I wanted it to go, but again, from a kind of logical standpoints. But there's also one moment between her and the kidnapper that I really do like, that almost like set it above in the middle of other things I didn't like. So enough to where I do want to champion the film, just enough. It's a really weird, quirky punk rock film. Was on Tubi originally. That's how I saw it. This is where you guys go. Never heard of it, Brian?
Never heard of it.
Brandon?
I've seen it.
You have not.
Yeah, there's a lot of cringy stuff in this film, but there's also a lot of love and charm behind it. I really didn't like the detective story arc, especially in the
You're just reading out Letterboxd.
And scenes, please don't interrupt me. And the scenes between the lead and her kidnapper were really well written and performed. It was even kind of cute at sometimes. I gave it 3 stars.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to Letterboxd to see who wrote that because it wasn't you.
Mike Flicks. I'm gonna do that for now. I'm just gonna read random ass reviews.
Have you heard of it though?
No, I was trying to find something that gave a review that gave away enough information to where I can be like, oh, like I'm not pop, I'm punk rock, lady. Remember that quote? I do.
Sure. Yeah, he does. You're a bigger fan than I am. Brian, you mentioned 2 bangers. You have a third banger or anything to wrap up this week?
Yes, I do. It's probably one you haven't. Probably a lot of people haven't seen. Watched it for documentaries last week. The Queen of Versailles from 2012. It's a documentary about this guy who owns like long businesses like in Vegas, and then the housing collapse happened, and you see this dysfunctional family living with it. Have this trophy wife who goes out, who's very goes out of control, like his spending wise. It's very dysfunctional. I highly recommend it. I give it 4 stars for me.
Is it this?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure because I don't know how to spell that. Ever seen this, Brendan?
No, it looks bright.
Would you give it a 4?
Yes.
This is the first documentary
Yeah,
on the show.
I'm very sure no one.
I've been like, I know we've talked about it. We've said it's okay. I've been there's one I've been meaning to watch. I just haven't watched it, but I believe this is the first one. Yet.
Right on. Yeah, no, I've never seen this. Vaguely have heard of it. Yeah, not up my alley, so I'll probably never watch it. But still, it does look very bright.
Yeah, it's hard to find. For me, I found on Tubi, but it may not be over there for you guys.
If it was King of Versailles,
if they had hired, I don't know, Jennifer Lawrence to play her, I'd watch it. I just don't.
Yeah.
know.
If it was called Queen of the Ring, Jordan would watch it.
That's just me. I did watch Queen of the Ring, but I can't review. All right. Well, hey, if anyone else wants to join us here, the link is still at the bottom there. It's also in the comment section. If you want to join us and make a movie review, or if Tato wants to come back from obscurity. Until then, though, we'll try to wrap this puppy up. Brennan, any plugs or parting words this week?
Yeah, find me different places. Just recorded a fandom match that's pretty good. 2 fandom matches. I don't think either of them are out yet, so those will be out soon. Trios match should be out soon. And then, most importantly, next Tuesday night, at, I don't remember what time we decided. If Cass is still here, he could tell me when we decided. After 8 p.m., sometime after 8 p.m. on
Chris, you're still here?
On Tuesday, me versus Joey Suba in the finals of the CWT Sports Clash, because obviously I am not going up against Joey Suba in wrestling. But me versus Joey, I went 3-0 in my block, knocking off. Who'd I knock off? Papa knocked off Dude, knocked off. Why am I blanking on his name? Who's your new partner? Michael Turner knocked off all 3 of those. Went 3-0 in my block. Suba knocked off Tato, knocked off Jacob, knocked off Perkins. So 2 3-0 guys going up against each other, talking sports. Jordan doesn't care, but check it out.
Why am I catching strays?
I'm not. I'm just mentioning. I'm previewing this. I'm previewing the Clash final.
You actually caught some strays earlier. You got to go back and watch the episode. I talked about how I'm a better Kevin Smith fan than you.
I heard.
Did you have another movie
I was
today?
here. You son of a bitch.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Well, you were able to defend yourself, so I'm a bigger fan. All right. Haha. Did you have another movie, Tato, or is that it?
Nah, I'm good.
All righty. Well, plugs, parting words, Tato.
Lights out trivia. We always got shenanigans going on. Movie Battleground on the stack. If you want to play, let me know in either of those things. Love you. Bye.
Brian, and plugs, parting words.
Yeah, you can find me on most Twitter spaces. Pierce Code, my match dropped today on Multiplex Melee against Brad Dunlap. Check that one out. Tomorrow, me and JP will be on Zach's Run Trading Championships. Should be interesting. And other Twitter spaces.
Yeah, do it. Follow all these people on their lovely future endeavors. Follow us right here. Hey, we love you more than yeah.
Motherfuck, motherfuck, fuck, motherfuck.